Hi everyone, it's Kara here from Boho Berry, and I am back with another Plan With Me video for the month of August. I know August is still over a week away, but I wanted to go ahead and put this video out so that you all could kind of get an idea of how I'm setting up my bullet journal for the month of August. I've got a few new things that I'm going to be trying out that I can't wait to show you. This month's video is going to be a little bit different than normal in that I've actually already set everything up for August. I did that because I had, like I said, a few new things I was going to try, and I wanted to just go ahead and get everything set up and then kind of just be able to talk a little bit more about what I did and why, versus spending most of the video with you just watching me draw everything out. So I apologize for those of you that really enjoy watching me draw it all and write everything out, but I thought this month it would be nice to kind of be able to explain a little more in depth where my thoughts were with some of my layouts for the month. Like I do every month, I'm going to do a little flip through so you can kind of see what I've been up to in my bullet journal in the month of July. Today, as I'm filming this, is July 21st, so obviously the month is not complete. You can see here this was my July log. The monthly log, the way I use it and the way I believe it's meant to be used, is I just write in any special occasions or anything that I know is coming up. I put that in one color, and then throughout the month I use a separate color pen to write in any snippets or tidbits about my day that I want to remember, like something that happened on a certain day. So you'll see this kind of darker blue color. That's where I wrote in ahead of time things that I knew were coming up, and then this lighter teal color is where I wrote in snippets from my day. And you'll see that first 10 days of the month I was actually on vacation, so there's not much written in there. And then I've only written a little bit here and there. I plan on continuing for the rest of the month. After that, we have my memories page, which I have not filled out anything on my memories page yet, but I'm looking forward to doing like maybe some little kind of sketch notes and stuff like that here to get that filled in before the month is over. After that, I have my gratitude log. And my gratitude log, I don't know if you remember on my last Plan With Me video, I talked about how I was going to be switching it up, kind of the format of how I do my gratitude log. So this is how I'm doing it now. Again, I didn't use my bullet journal at all for the first 10 days of the month. So my gratitude journal starts on the 11th, and so I'll continue to fill that in throughout the month. And then my July tracker, again, I was gone and I did not fill it in at all for the first 10 days. So I just kind of drew a little box around it and put life happens, kind of laughing to myself about it. But yeah, you can see it filled in here for the most part up until today. These little squares that you see here, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this in any of my other videos, but those little squares are days that I have certain things scheduled. So right now I have a YouTube video scheduled on Mondays and Fridays, and then I have a blog post scheduled on Wednesdays of each week. So those squares, if I see that I missed one, like I did on Friday the 15th, I was planning a blog post for that day, but I did not post a blog post, so that'll stay empty. But that just kind of helps me to see when I'm planning on doing those things, and then I can log it later when I come fill everything in. After that, I have my first full week spread that I did in the month of July. That was from the 11th through the 17th. This is still my standard weekly spread. I haven't changed it up since the last time you saw it. I love having my current projects in plain view right here. You'll notice that I don't have any to-dos or tasks on here at all. I actually reserve those for my daily pages. So all I have on here is any appointments that I have, that's time-specific appointments, and then I have day-specific obligations, so things I want to get done on a certain day of the week. I have my current projects. Horizon is my upcoming projects, so as I mark things off here, I know I can move on to this list. I have my waiting on list. That's anything that I'm waiting for a response from, a reply, if I'm waiting on anything in the mail, anything that I'm waiting on in general will go right down there. And then I have my meal planning for the week, and then my daily tasks, which I know I said I didn't have any tasks on here, so I probably confused you with that. But what I mean is I don't write any weekly to-dos on here. These tasks are things that I like to do every day. So I like to have this little tracker right here that I can tick off during the week. After that, just move on to some daily pages. This was the first day that I got back from vacation, and I had a list a mile long. I decided to commemorate that with a little quote by Paulo Coelho. And it says, life has many ways of testing a person's will, either by having nothing happen at all or by having everything happen all at once. So I thought that was kind of fitting with coming back and just having so much to do and so much to get back to. After that, we just got more daily pages, as you can see, some more daily pages. And then here I just did a little road trip recap. I wanted to, while I still had everything fresh in my mind, I wanted to write down where we went, what dates we were there, and what we did, a little snippet of what we did in each place that we went on our road trip. After that, I have my ZenArtChallenge spread, and the ZenArtChallenge is run by Mindful Creativity over on Instagram, and she actually puts this together on Facebook. She has a whole list each month of different Zentangles. She provides links to every single one of them, like the step outs, how to draw them, and things like that. And previously I had done, let me see if I can find the one for June real quick. In the month of June, I started it and I did it on a calendar spread like this. And you can see I didn't end up finishing out the month. That's right when I left on vacation and I kind of quit. And while I really liked those tiny little squares, I thought it all looked really pretty and organized. I found with some of them, I really wanted some more room to kind of doodle and draw and really kind of make the designs pop a little bit more. So this month I decided to go with just completely free form, just squeeze them in wherever I could. I still really like the look of the squares better, but this is a lot easier and I'm free to kind of spread out and do it as I please. Next month, I don't know if I'm going to go back to the calendar view or if I'm going to try to mix it up again. I'm not sure, but I really, really love this challenge. It's really fun to kind of see everybody's take on each of the different Zentangles each day. So definitely head on over there and check her out. It's a really fun challenge. After that, I decided to put some of my YouTube and blog post ideas in my bullet journal. Now, I actually keep all of these in an app called Trello, and I use Trello as my blog editorial calendar and YouTube, of course, as well. But I kind of wanted to have these lists in my bullet journal so that if I'm ever thinking of something and I want to just write down that idea real quick, I can actually come in and write it in here without having to go to my computer and get into Trello and log the idea in there. So it's kind of a double list because I have this in two places, but I also really like the idea of having it in here as well. After that, we've got some more daily pages, and then this was a prompt in the Rock Your Handwriting Challenge, and it was people I love and why. So I filled that out and kind of got a little journaling in about people I love and why. After that, I have a brain dump page, and I hadn't done a brain dump in a little while. The reason I kept this page over here blank is because I want to just keep it going. Whenever I have something that pops into my head that doesn't necessarily fit anything else, I'm just going to kind of throw it onto this page. And then when it gets crossed out, that's something that I've taken action on. So I've actually written it on a to-do list or created a project out of it or something along those lines. So if it's not crossed out, these are all things that I really want to take action on. I just haven't yet. And then this is my current weekly spread. And you can see it really hasn't changed much, exactly like what I talked about a little bit earlier. And then on to some more dailies. Now on the dailies here, I actually started doing something a little different. You'll notice the color coding on the side here. And these colors actually correspond to the color code that I use in my time tracker up above. So what I like to do with my time tracker, I actually do this the night before. It's actually how I plan out my day, not like a lot of people I've seen, they track where they spent their time during the day using this bar. I actually use it to plan out my day ahead of time. So here you can see I've got blue is my sleep. So I wake up at 5:30, I go to bed at 10:30, and then from 5:30 to 8:30 is my miracle morning routine. So I always put that in yellow. And then purple is anything blog or business related. So you can see here I blocked out 4 hours for blog and business on Monday. And then I actually did a little purple bracket around all of my blog and business tasks for the day. And then at 1:30 I had a Skype interview with Candace, and that was about an hour. So I blocked that out again in green, which is what I use for events and appointments. And then I did a little bracket in green. And then the rest of the afternoon I decided to have a cleaning day. So I did that in orange, which is anything home or personal. And then again I put the orange bracket around everything else there. So I hope that kind of gives you an idea of what I've been thinking here with the brackets, and you'll see I continue to use them in my next couple of dailies. I think I'm going to keep them. I actually really like kind of seeing what tasks relate to what, so I always know what I should be working on. Sometimes when you see a whole to-do list, like you might just hop around from thing to thing, whatever seems easier at the time, but in reality, it's probably easier to just get all of your work tasks done at once and then come back and get your home or personal tasks done a little bit later, kind of in blocks. So I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it, but my tongue is not quite working today. All right, after that, I have a little brainstorming page just where I was jotting down some notes on a little project I'm working on. And then more daily pages. You can see I continued the use of the brackets here. I also did something I don't do very often, which is for my daughter to clean her room. That was one of the tasks yesterday, which you can see she did not complete. But this little B in parentheses on the side just means that I delegated that task to her. And then after that, I've just left a bunch of blank pages, so I have enough room to finish out the month, and then we'll move straight into August. So for the month of August, I know I told you that I had switched a few things up. This first spread is actually the same. This is my August log and then my August memories spread. And you can see my upcoming events that I have in the month of August. And then again, as the month goes on, I'll just write in little tidbits each day that I want to remember, things that I did, and also any upcoming appointments as they come in for the month of August. After that, I have a time log, and this time log is something brand new. I have tried keeping a time log before, but I had it set up kind of free form where I could just write in everything that I did and the amount of time it took me, and I found it to be a little too time consuming. So what I actually did, and this is actually going to be used in conjunction with an app that I have on my phone called A Tracker. It's an iOS app. I'm not sure if it's available for Android, but I do think there's other similar apps out there. But what this app allows me to do is set up a bunch of different activities that I do regularly. And whenever I start and stop an activity, I just press a button and it'll time that for me. And within the app, I've actually been able to categorize my tasks into a few different categories. And the ones that I chose are right down here, and almost all of them are work related. So I really just wanted to track my work time, but then I also have this green one here, which is personal development. I wanted to track how much time I'm actually spending improving myself. One quote that I really love, and I wish that I could attribute it to someone, but all the research I've done online says that there's really no attribution, is that you can't pour from an empty cup. And one of my huge goals with my blog, with my business, is to help others and encourage others to learn and grow, to follow their passions as well. And I know that I really can't do that if I'm not constantly trying to help and improve myself. So this personal development aspect to me is very important. I'm tracking a lot of work-related things, so Etsy, YouTube, blog, business and admin, collaborations with other bloggers, YouTubers, etc., but then also my personal development. And my plan here, you'll see the color code, and I actually have these color coded within my app as well, which let me know in the comments below. I might do a full post/video about how I'm doing this time management thing. But the way I intend to do this is I've left enough space to where, not that I plan on it, but I could work up to 14 hours a day, and each little square would be an hour. So my plan is, at the end of the day, I'll look at my app, it'll tell me how much time I spent in each category that day, and then I can fill in little squares in these corresponding colors, and then I can kind of have a visual representation of how I spent my time that day. And then I'll put a total number of hours in the box over here to the right, and then at the end of the month I'll be able to fill out my total hours down here. So my plan is to be able to see how many hours I spend working and how many hours I spend on personal development. So I'm gonna have two separate numbers in each of these boxes. It's gonna be one number for how many hours I worked, and then a slash, and then another number for how many hours I spent on personal development. And I'm hoping that by the end of August, I'll be able to kind of look at this and see where I'm spending most of my time, where would I like to be spending less time. For example, in this purple section, biz and admin, things like social media and promoting posts and other stuff that kind of end up being time sucks. Like I'll get lost on Facebook or Pinterest or even YouTube for hours at a time and just wonder where my day went. So I'm really hoping that having that visual representation will kind of help me to get a better handle on where I'm spending my time and then be able to analyze it a little bit better and figure out how to better improve my time management. So that is this time log spread. I can't wait to put it into action, and I'll definitely share how it goes with y'all. You never know, it may work, it may not. Everything with the bullet journal is a huge experiment, and this is just one of my new experiments for the month. After that, I have my editorial calendar, and this is again something that I keep online. I keep this on Trello, and I really just wanted to have something that I could flip through to in my notebook and look and say, what do I have coming up this week? And I can be able to look at it at a glance without having to go digitally into an app or online or anything like that. You'll notice that I just did Monday through Friday because I don't post on the weekends. In hindsight, after I drew this out, I realized I just could have done Monday, Wednesday, Friday since I don't post on Tuesdays or Thursdays either. But hindsight is definitely 2020. So for this month at least, I have this big calendar with these two columns that are probably never going to get used, which is unfortunate. But for next month, I know that I can actually keep this to one spread and just do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which is kind of cool. After that, we go into more of my normal monthly setup. So I've got my gratitude log here again. I'm keeping that same format that I did in the month of July, where I just have a blank page. I'll just be able to write in every day, however much, however little I want to write that I'm grateful for, I'll fill that in. After that, I have my August tracker, and this is actually a piece of sticker paper, and these August tracker stickers are actually available in my Etsy shop. I'll link that for you below. By the time you're watching this, it might be cutting it pretty close to get one for the month of August, but it's something that I plan on putting up in my shop every month from now on. Also, these are available as a free printable every month in the Boho Berry Tribe Resource Library. So if you're a tribe member, meaning that you're on my email list, you have access to the free resource library. I have a bunch of free printables on there. I put up something new a couple of times a month, and this is always one of them. So if you're interested in just printing it off yourself, you're absolutely more than welcome to go in there and grab it. I'll pop the link down below if you want to sign up for the tribe if you're not already, but this tracker will be available there as of today. Then after that, I have a couple of blank pages, and this is going to be for my Plan With Me challenge and then the Rock Your Handwriting challenge. The two challenges that I host along with some other lovely ladies over on Instagram, so I'll post those links down below for you as well. And then after those two pages, I'm just going to dive right into my first weekly spread and my dailies like I do every month. But I hope that you enjoyed the format of this video this month. If you prefer to see me draw everything out like I have been in the past, let me know. I'd like to know which format you prefer. I kind of like being able to go through and take my time and explain everything in a little bit more detail for you all, but I'd like to know, which do you prefer better? Do you like seeing the time lapse of me drawing everything out, or do you prefer me taking a little bit more time to explain my thoughts? Definitely let me know in the comments below, and I will look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Bye!